What's up, guys? So you might be wondering why I am on this side of the camera for once. If you know me, you know I'm typically the one that is filming people or taking pictures of people. I'm not usually the one sitting in front of the camera. The reason I'm here is because one of my friends has somehow convinced me to run a half marathon. I am not a runner. Full disclosure, I hate running. It was not on my bingo card for 2025 to ever agree or even fantasize about running any distance, much less 13.1 miles. But here we are. So I figured if I hate running and I don't want to do it, what better way to do it than to do something I also love with it? I'm not sure if that makes sense, but you probably get what I'm doing. So here we are, documenting and recording and creating videos, something I enjoy, of me doing something I hate. Some details about the race. It is in December of 2025. We are currently at the end of February. So I have roughly 10 months, give or take a couple weeks, to get into half marathon shape. I am literally couched to 5K stage right now. The couch to 5K, I'm actually planning on running a 5K in a couple months just because I want at least something to be like, okay, here's my milestone moment. The goal right now for the half marathon is a 10-minute pace. For any of you non-runners, that apparently means we are running at a 10-minute mile for all 13.1 miles of the race. That sounds like heck to me, but we're gonna do it because I don't really have an option not to. My pride will never let me live it down if I don't go and accomplish this goal, especially with how much time I have to prepare. Now, to start, the game plan is really simple. It is just get out there. The couch to 5K run plan I found that is going to work hopefully for me is doing a lot more interval training. I tried the last couple weeks to just go out there and run, and I realized two things about myself. One, I cannot pace myself. So if it says run 2 miles at a conversational pace, I'm immediately running with everything I've got. And the result of that was my legs hurt, my lungs hurt, my heart was like, if you don't stop, I'm gonna stop. And I wasn't hitting my distances, which was discouraging because I'm like, I should be able to run 2 miles. The second thing I learned is my run form is awful. Anyone who's run will know that you run leaning one way or leaning the other, or you're breathing a certain way or breathing not. I don't know. They tried to explain it to me. They being the guys who are actual runners, and they're like, oh, you're probably pronating, or you're probably, not, you're 2 tenths up here. I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. Learning how to do all this again, I have found a interval plan where it's really easy. Warm up jog, and then run for a minute, walk for a minute, run for 2 minutes, walk for 30 seconds, things like that to learn how to run. I wonder how many times I'm going to say run in this video, or at least this intro. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Now, other than, a couple workout shirts and whatever tennis shoes I have lying around, that's all the gear I got. I have a watch to track my pace, my progress on the runs. All recommendations are welcome. I'm sure eventually I will actually get real running shoes, and until then, this is what we got. The run for today is really simple. It is literally just, hey, go run for a minute 30 and then 30-second walk, and then run for a minute 30-second walk. The pace is conversational, whatever that means. The thing that I was reading was like, oh, it should be between 12 and 15-minute pace, and we'll see. That feels really slow to me. But then again, that goes into the first problem that we talked about. I don't know how to pace myself. So 12 to 15 minute mile pace is going to be where we're trying to land. Who knows? I might feel really good and push that towards an 11 to 10 minute mile. But at the same time, I have agreed to running 2 miles with my buddy tomorrow. And who knows what pace he's going to want to go at. So maybe I go a little slower today so I can go a little faster tomorrow. At the end of the day, this is not a channel that I'm making so that I can be a fitness influencer or anything like that. This is truly just, I need something to look forward to after my runs, and this is going to probably be it because I enjoy this. If any of my friends or family or random internet strangers want to drop support or give me some pointers, that's always welcome. I'm not a runner. Hopefully by the end of all this, I'll feel a little bit more confident about it. But right now, I mean, 13.1 sounds daunting. I know this year I also want to try doing some other new stuff that I'm not necessarily good at. So that, might look like swimming or learning how to weight train again. Things that can be more active and I can do, well, here. I don't really know what this is going to look like long term. I don't really know how I'm going to structure these videos. Probably me yapping at the beginning, checking in on the run, and then debriefing after. I'm sure eventually I'll be able to do stuff like, oh, here's a cool graphic of my run, and it actually pop up instead of it just being me pointing at nothing. We'll see. We'll see how this grows and we'll see how this goes. But for now, I have a run to do. So, running sucks, in case anyone didn't know that. I just did a little over a mile. The starting pace was, like I said, the biggest issue, because I started at about a 12-minute mile, ended up having to drop closer to a 15-minute mile about halfway, a little over halfway through, due to just a lot of tightness and pain in my shin. I think what I'm doing is I'm striking hard on the heel, but my ankle is kind of rolling sideways and out is what it feels like. I'm not a runner, so I'm not really sure if that makes any sense, but the result of that is a lot of tightness in the shin. So who knows? I think the silver lining for today was I was able to do a mile at about that 15-minute pace that I set. I think the final time was about 16 minutes. That also included me trying to stretch and recover something from my shin. The big takeaway here is we did it. Run number one under our belt. Next up is probably stretching and figuring out what's going on from here. I know some people will probably say like, hey, get some good running shoes. That'll probably help a bit, but I'm gonna do some digging, see if I can stretch this thing out and what imbalance is kind of causing that. It's not pleasant in the slightest, so I don't want to keep pushing it with that feeling, but for the first attempt at running without doing intervals, I feel pretty good about it. The next couple runs I have are going back to those intervals, and so that'll hopefully help me build a little bit of distance and a little bit of endurance. In the end, we're out here. We did our first run. That's what matters. I am really looking forward to seeing where the rest of this goes and kind of what's next. I know tomorrow I'm running with a friend. I'll probably take the dogs on a longer walk just to keep my legs moving. I know people are probably rolling their eyes and going, a mile's not that far, but hey, I haven't run in years, so a mile kind of felt far. Either way, I am glad that I did it. I'm looking forward to the next one, and if anyone is still watching, thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next one.